Ahora mismo podrían estar muriendo millones de personas ahí dentro, pero nosotros vamos a tomarnos un descanso.
Come on, you big lummox, raise your head and look up.
Pero ¿cómo ha subido ahí tan rápido, hijo polla? Menudo cabrón, se ha hecho TP. No, casi, casi. Hay una zonita, ¿no? Se ha preparado el cabrón.
Let's set up camp here.
No, ya,
Paimon also thinks it's a good spot.
Oh. Any particular reason?
This place is perfect to put up a big tent. We can also set up a cooking pot and cook tons of delicious food.
You're not wrong, but the primary reason for choosing this place is because its higher elevation keeps us away from the water vapor below. Rainforests are very wet. You should always be careful when spending the night in damp places. For the next tasks at hand, let's divide and conquer. I'll set up the tent, you'll be in charge of making the fire, and Paimon will forage for edibles nearby.
Leave it to Paimon. Paimon's a pro.
I'm not expecting that much. Just do what you can.
Hola, la cobaya más inútil. No, como acaba de
That's
decir,
right.
eres una
You can
inútil.
use
No tengo
brushes
muchas
to start
expectativas de
fire
que
in the
hagas algo, pero
wilderness.
bueno, haz lo que puedas.
Their piths are relatively dry and can be readily set aflame. The downside is that they produce a lot of smoke.
Traveler, Tignari.
No,
Paimon put
ya
in my
acertado,
many
es una inútil.
food. Paimon didn't know that rainforest had so many interesting plants until we came here. There were all sort of weird-looking mushrooms, but Paimon didn't know which ones were edible. Paimon also saw wild berries on the ground, and Paimon was gonna fly over and pick them up, but the dead leaves on top suddenly started moving. It freaked Paimon out.
Those were probably dead leaf butterflies. They camouflage as dead leaves to evade predators. My guess is that they mistook you for a bird when you flew over, so they fled. Little did they know that you were more scared than they were. Never mind. The tent's up, so you two go rest. I'll forage for food. Oh,
el cangrejo lo ha
you
hecho.
found some already.
Menudo héroe. Es más útil que Paimon, literal. No, no te quejes.
Paimon understands it this time. It wants mechanical parts again.
Sorry, no part this time.
Ahora lo acaba de
That task wasn't important enough. If every little thing resulted in a
Encima que nos
reward,
trae comida.
then it might start to take advantage of the system. I'll note little things like this and give a cumulative reward at a later time. That is one reason.
It looks
Nadie
really
compra esos inquilitos.
sad.
Que se joda.
After some further thought, it might come up with some weird misunderstanding if I don't give it something. I'm off to
Es como un
prepare
perro,
dinner.
¿no? Cada vez que
You'll
hace
take
algo
shifts
bueno
on
hay que
lookout
darle
duty
una
tonight.
recompensa.
You two can sleep first. I'll wake you up later.
We need lookouts?
Yes.
Oye, me van a hacer vivir en
Even
frío
though
todas
most
las en el
animals fled because
campamento,
of the
tío.
ley lines,
No
we
podemos
can't
pasar
completely
directamente a
let
la
down
zona
our
contaminada y ya
guard.
está, tío. Que se salten la noche.
It's settled then. I'll set up some pest repelling devices so poisonous insects don't come crawling into the tent. Have a good night. Not too good, though.
¿Y dónde duermo yo? Aquí. Entra a la tienda a descansar.
Paimon's getting sleepy. Is this because of the ley lines? It's been a while since we camped outside like this. This is like when we just started adventuring together. Nighty-night.
Cada vez que se tiene que levantar a hacer porque soy yo.
You're awake earlier than I expected. Did you sleep well? That's good.
Como un hilo.
I was worried that you two wouldn't be able to sleep, so I
Que es
specially
un hilo,
used
ni
2 of
puta
my
idea,
homemade
pero si lo ponen
incenses.
ahí es que has dormido bien.
Don't worry. They're made from all natural ingredients. They have a light fragrance and aren't harmful to the body. Speaking of which, have you seen the crab? It was scampering around over there just now, but I don't know where it went. So you can tell, my suspicion is less towards the crab and more directed to its unrevealed owner.
Ya verás que el creador va a ser un fatuito.
A ley line
Siempre son
effluence of this
fatuos.
magnitude occurred without any warning. Someone probably disrupted the natural flow of the ley lines. Until we fully understand the situation, take extra caution. The academia has banned mechanical lifeform research for years, so the origin of these creatures is very suspect. Topics related to mechanical lifeforms were popular in the Spontama for a time. Some of my juniors had also thrown themselves into such research. They proposed an intriguing idea. Use our knowledge to create a new and practical lifeform that could help humanity conquer nature. However, no matter which modules or parts are installed, a machine is innately a construct that receives and executes commands. They can never possess self-awareness like us or other living organisms. In their pursuit to discover the differences between mechanical and biological lifeforms, zealous researchers performed unregulated vivisections and other absurdly cruel experiments on animals.
Joder, tío. La
Research
historia
on
de su
mechanical
buen envejece
lifeforms was
chunga, ¿no?
thus
O sea,
banned.
y la historia principal también es chunguísima, tío. O sea, hacen investigaciones con seres humanos.
The irony is that the researchers became even more impetuous afterward. Who knows? Maybe this subject will be unbanned in a few years. That's a difficult question to answer. I'm interested in the topic of mechanical life, but I don't like the researchers' attitudes. It's just my personal opinion. My ancestors and the Valuka Shuna of the desert
Yeah,
coexisted together and supported one another. The blood of my people were born from this symbiotic relationship. So to me, all life is important. To understand life, you must first respect it. Life is not an expendable commodity, and knowledge should not be wielded like a scepter. These are the points of contention I have with some researchers, and why I left the academia. By placing yourself above other life forms, what kind of results do you expect to get from researching pure life with impure intentions? Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it. Coffee? Did you prepare this for us?
Pero a ver, ¿cómo va a preparar café un...? O sea, no tiene brazos. ¿Cómo coño lo ha hecho?
All right. Seeing that you're working so hard to help out,
No, le
I'll
está
give you
inflando.
another part.
Le está dando muchos componentes.
You're not
esto
planning on
feo.
using it. Many of your own parts are critically degraded, and you're running low on power. All right. Suit yourself. Oh, and thanks for the coffee, but I'm about to go to sleep. Leave it with him. The night watch is yours. Stay safe.
Pues venga. Pero ¿cómo coño prepara un café el robot este, tío? Yo creo que las piezas mecánicas la quiere para reparar a un amigo suyo. En plan, tiene a otro amigo que está mal y quiere las piezas mecánicas para repararle.
Sorry. Paimon slept through the entire night. Don't worry. Paimon will be sure to stay awake next time.
Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. Quick question. Do you feel off at all? Me too. The farther in we go, the closer we get to the source of the ley line effluence. We'll be heading out earlier today. I'll take down the tent.
Is there something we can do?
Extinguish our fire so we don't set the entire forest aflame. Also, retrieve the pest-repelling devices from last night. We don't want to affect the ecosystem here.
Got it. Paimon will take care of the fire.
All right. Let's meet back here later.
Mucho texto. Oye, pero ¿qué haces, coño? Ahí.
All right. It's about time to head
Vale,
out.
si nos metemos ya en la zona
As we go
profunda,
further
coño.
in, we may encounter more berserk machines. The effects of the ley lines will also increase. If you're struggling, it would be wise to avoid conflict. Try to conserve as much energy as possible until we reach the source of the contamination.
90 es lo que ha dicho, pero ok. Aléntate en la zona.
As I thought, the closer we get to the contamination source, the more mechanical monsters that appear.
Ah, no, tengo que derrotarlos obligatoriamente.
Gotcha. Barbados, guide us. Kami-san's art. Submit. Busted.
¿Me ha ido? Pero es que la ulti del Gacha es una putada, tío, porque si te la esquivan, tío, ya no sirve para nada. O sea, hace mucho daño, pero es muy bien. Si el monstruo se echa para un lado, como hace el monstruo este, que... Yo por eso normalmente suelo llevar a Yelan, porque es simple, entonces al pegar a los enemigos dejan de poder esquivar. La ulti de Yelan...
Take flight.
Yo cuando vi lo que hacía Yelan, dije, es que tengo que conseguir a Yelan, sí, es el mejor ejemplo de toda la vida. Pero joder,
My apologies. Sakura swirl.
la ulti de Yelan es como el 5 pero por millón. Básicamente. El 5 ya de por sí era muy bueno, imagínate Yelan. Luego aquí la saqué porque pasó la vida. Alguien que el primer personaje legendario que me salió, de hecho lo grabé
Kami-san's art. Submit.
que yo tiré por ya inicio y me salió bien. A día de hoy creo que lo prefiero. Creo que Jin es el mejor personaje que hay. Me parece feo que si yo tiro por ya inicio y me salga bien. Espero que eso no me pase con Ganju. Que Ganju llevo esperándola mucho tiempo, tío. Mucho tiempo. Y sale en 8 días ya.
It stopped here.
Esta es su casa.
Upon closer inspection, the plants here are really different. Ley line energies are also stronger here. This may be the place we've been looking for. Ready yourselves. We're going in.
Joder, tío, déjame, tío. Ah, vale, aquí ya podemos usar a Tignari. Vamos a poder usar a Tignari. Siempre en las misiones legendarias que hay de esto es porque podemos usar a Tignari. O sea, podemos usar al personaje que nos ofrecen. Buah, mírale. Es feo con ganas el hijo puta. Pero es muy bueno, Tignari es un muy buen
There's a ton
personaje.
of mechanical
O
monsters
sea, mirad lo que
here.
hace
We
Tignari.
made this because they're rare.
Looks like there's no way to sneak by.
Para ser arquero que
Let's take care of them quick.
Gotcha.
Aunque solo no funciona bien jugar solo. Uy, perdón.
Can't see. Ha!
Y si encima el ataque de rocío hace que los enemigos como que se queden tontos, ¿sabes?
Keep up. In shroud.
Cuando me parece un personaje que yo tiraría, pero es un muy buen personaje.
I hear everything.
La última está mal tampoco.
Keep up.
Pero es que la habilidad elemental que tiene me parece increíble, porque no hace falta que recargues. O sea, lo mejor de Tignari son sus flechas cargadas al máximo. Y si tienes... Y si usas la habilidad elemental, básicamente no tienes que esperar a... o sea, no tienes que recargar. Las flechas vienen recargadas ya de por sí. Y es Dios eso. O sea, ojalá Yelan... Y cuando usa su sprint, hay veces que... hay veces que puede lanzar como un ataque en área. Si
What
Jiran
is
tuviese lo
this?
mismo que Tignari, sería Dios.
Leyline energy is spilling out from here. This device, it's extracting energy from the ley lines without end. Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetually disrupted like this.
That's terrible! We have to stop it! Let Paimon see. Paimon doesn't see controls anywhere!
Standing here is
Dios,
equivalent to
un
being
panel,
directly
¿no?
showered in ley line energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your body. Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn this thing off.
Wait,
No, no, yo me veo
you're
contigo.
also vulnerable to the ley lines, right?
Claro, cabrón, sí, yo me
We're
monto también.
staying! We can't leave you here by yourself!
Then let's look for it together. If there is no
Pero el
control
robot
unit
no.
here, then there must be a
Que le
trap
pongan
door
un
somewhere.
control y una cámara.
You know where it is? Hey, wait for us!
Keep up.
Para que se vea el robot. Cofre. No estoy acostumbrado a hablar tanto y me duele la
It'll only
garganta
show
ahora.
up if you step on it?
Be careful and watch your step.
No. Hola, el que me gusta mucho.
Look! Someone's here! Are you the one that's taking the ley line's energy? Turn off that machine now! Why aren't you saying anything? Too ashamed?
His body is cold.
Está
It's
muerto.
emaciated, and his eyes are sunken, likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and never got back up. What exactly happened here? Almost forgot about you. Here, this is the last one.
What is it doing?
I'm not sure.
Va a montar una máquina
Judging
para...
by this room's layout, this place was a laboratory. We should find a repository of research documents if we keep going. The file room will definitely give us some clues, so let's go take a look. Maybe we can...
Uy, voy a saltar sin querer. Cuidado.
Wow!
No, en serio, no estoy acostumbrado a hablar tonto y me duele la garganta ahora. Me está picando.
This place is a natural hiding spot with how hidden it is. The pipes continue further.
Did you two find anything?
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through them all. I found a tape recording used for an experiment, and based on its serial number, it's from 2 years ago.
Tape recording?
Yes, the
Era un video,
Spontama created a device that visually records experiments and consolidates the final production into a tape. However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable. That's why they are only used in some laboratories and do not see wider usage.
Come on, let's watch it.
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. So there, ah, okay, this should do it.
Kakata? Kakata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone? There you are. Look here.
Señor
This is
Carcasa.
our new home. I, Abatui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient fossils at the Academia.
A nadie le cae bien la academia, eh.
Oh? You're also quite happy. Kakata, do you know what we're about to do?
Bueno chicos, he tenido un problemita, ¿vale? No he podido continuar con la grabación a partir de aquí, ¿vale? Pero tuve que cortar la grabación y continué jugándolo sin comentar nada, porque no pude continuarlo. Pero hoy he tenido otro día libre, así que voy a comentarlo por encima. Es decir, no lo voy a comentar a tiempo real, sino que ya está grabado el gameplay y yo lo voy a comentar por encima, ¿vale? Sé que suena un chiste esto del tener que grabarlo por sesiones, pero es lo que hay, lo siento. Vale, no me acuerdo muy bien de por dónde me quedé, porque han pasado días. Pero bueno, más o menos intuyo que es por aquí, ¿vale? Lo voy a ir comentando por encima. Bueno, básicamente lo que me acuerdo es que mira, aquí justo lo dejé aquí porque hay un momento más largo en el que no hay nada. Básicamente el profesor este había creado al carcata este, ¿no? Al pequeño cangrejito. Y como que quería demostrar a la academia que las máquinas como que sí pueden valer para algo, ¿no? Sí merecen ser estudiadas.
Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Karkata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike anything else that exists. I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steel-cast heart that will beat forever, and a brain of myriad components that can think like mine. Inspiration from the ruins, and the research that the academia had banned. I hope everything can start anew from this place. When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no
Es verdad,
longer
y
be a
quería
boring
que la
machine,
máquina
but a
aprendiese el
truly
idioma o
living
algo así,
being.
¿no?
It's fine. You will understand. One day, you will understand me.
No sé si estáis escuchando también el audio porque lo estoy
Karkata
escuchando
is
muy
the
cerca yo, pero...
mechanical crab, right? And that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the academia?
I remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui. He was
Era alumno
expelled
de
from the
Tignari
academia
cuando
for
Tignari era más
researching
joven.
mechanical life forms.
O sea, es joven, pero...
Junior researcher?
Yeah? Well, what's wrong?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
He is, but academic progression isn't tied to age. I finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
Oh.
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people always dragged me into pictures.
Hombre, yo también quiero una foto
I
con
felt
Tignari.
like some kind of animal on display.
Es que Tignari es como la mezcla de varios animales, tío.
That isn't important. Let's go and see if we can find other tape recordings.
Vale, ya que continuamos, reunir materiales de los alrededores, o sea, sí, para detener la máquina y encontrar las grabaciones.
Look, look! Paimon found another tape! A date is written on it. Let Paimon see. Oh, it's from a half a year ago!
That's quite the time gap. I wonder what happened in between.
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operational error. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Or is there an issue with my set parameters? All right, there you go. Water entered the chela and caused it to short circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be all right now. Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more
Oye, pues ha
careful
dicho
next
que no lo
time.
entiende, le acaba
We're
de
tight on
decir,
money right now, so we don't have a
muévete,
lot of
y le
parts
está
or
haciendo
power to
caso.
spare.
Es decir, que entender si lo entiende.
I'm glad. Karkata, did you know? Yesterday, I dreamed that you could talk. Aren't the bunch at the academia always saying things like, mechanical intelligence is just an extension of statistics? They were blown away when they saw us talking with each other. Too bad it was just a dream. Forget holding a conversation with me. You're so simple that you probably wouldn't even notice if I died.
La verdad es que a la hora de jugarlo me dio bastante lástima porque lo que dice básicamente es que si él muere, el robot no va a entenderlo, en plan, no va a saber que está
After
muerto.
Abatui left the academia, everyone lost contact with him. I thought he was so despondent that he gave up on researching mechanical life forms. Instead, he had holed up here and continued his experiments.
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person. He even changed out Karkata's broken parts. Why would he mess with ley lines?
Let's keep looking
Vale,
around.
aquí ya continuamos buscando las demás cintas. Materiales no, porque son cintas. Son las grabaciones que dejó el tío.
Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be here.
Aquí hay dos.
The writing is sloppy. Perhaps his state of mind had changed. There's also an undated tape in the wrong spot. Doesn't seem like Abatui put it there.
Maybe Karkata helped him with sorting.
It's hard to say. These are the last 2 tape recordings. Let's watch them.
Sorry, Karkata. I was just thinking about something. Today might become a special day. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instincts. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command and proactively recharge or replace your parts. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous. I've officially activated the 3rd generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't
Que
last
es
for
una
long.
putada tener que hacer
I'm
una
also getting
investigación
tired,
tan
Karkata.
grande y que nadie te apoye. Es decir,
I
no
don't know
tener
what's driving me to
dinero, no
continue
puedes
with this
financiarlo, no
research
puedes hacer
anymore.
nada.
They say that even if it simulates the
Y que para
operation
ti
of a
sea tan
living creature's
importante.
organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool.
Por cierto, no sé si os habéis dado cuenta,
I want
pero
to prove
el
them
ingeniero ha
wrong.
dicho
I want to turn you
que
into a
la
living,
máquina, es decir,
breathing,
Karkata,
and
no tiene como
talking being.
sentimientos. Por lo cual, si en algún momento ella está
I'm not
estropeada,
talking about
va a
anything cheerful,
priorizar
Karkata.
el repararse ella que
Modules
ayudar
for
a los demás.
language, emotion, and movement.
Quedaos con
I've
eso.
been working my absolute
Creo que
hardest
es
to
importante.
augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. All you can do is execute limited responses based on preset commands or keywords. Karkata, I wish you could speak to me, even just once. Yes, you cannot understand me, so you cannot answer me either. It is what it is. In a few days, I'll sell the failed ley line extractor for some more and continue my experiments. Life goes on, and I have to as well. I don't have any other choice.
Tignari introduce la siguiente sin decir palabra.
This is new. If I place another 2 control modules here to simulate the brain's thalamus... of course my heart decides to act up now.
Recortó su
Why
presupuesto
I
de
got
medicamentos
medication from our
simplemente para
expenses.
continuar con la investigación.
Karkata, come help me. Strange. I feel weak. Oh no, I have to shut down the extractor. Shut it off. If we let them recharge indefinitely, they'll go out of control. Right. I never input a command to shut down the extractor, so you don't understand what I'm saying. In the end, it's just like the academia said. Mechanical life forms only bring danger. My research... Was there any point to it at all? I'm sorry, Karkata. In the end, I still wasn't able to turn you into a true mechanical life form.
Joder, la verdad es que da penita, la verdad.
I see. So the ley line effluence was an accident. After Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monsters were driven by their instincts and continuously drew out power from the ley line extractor. This eventually resulted in severe damage to the ley lines.
Paimon understands. Then why didn't Karkata go haywire like the other machines?
Because Karkata is different from the other machines. Structures similar to living organisms, the ability to cry and laugh, and capacity for independent thought. To Abatui, only a machine with these features could be considered a mechanical life form. Perhaps only by building such a machine could he have the academia acknowledge his protracted research. But if he had slowed down and saw Karkata as a friend instead of an experimental product, he would have noticed. Karkata can't speak. And yet it cares about Abatui far more than it does about itself.
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit. But before that, we have a more urgent task at hand. First, let's find the control unit for the ley line extractor and shut it down.
Bueno, aquí básicamente hay que buscar para apagar los motores. La verdad es que llega a sentir muchísima lástima por el inventor, porque joder, llegas a empatizar con él, ¿no? Yo creo que al final todos en esta vida hemos intentado hacer algo y, oye, nunca nos han dado esa oportunidad, nunca hemos podido hacerlo realidad, no por falta de esfuerzo, sino por falta de apoyo incluso. Y por mucho que quieras continuar, por mucho que te esfuerces, al final todos tenemos un límite y si nadie te apoya, no tienes ni siquiera dinero, no tienes nada, al final se vuelve una tarea imposible casi el poder continuar. Es una lástima, tío, porque es una lástima que por falta de apoyo, por falta de ayuda de otras personas, una investigación que podría ayudar a las máquinas a avanzar no dé resultado.
Below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The way ends here. Wanna try jumping
Bueno, aquí
down?
básicamente hay un mini combate. Tignari al final no es tan bueno como yo pensaba. O sea, no está mal, no es mal personaje, pero depende mucho de su equipo. Porque Tignari por sí solo, o sea, por ejemplo, Ayaka por sí sola sí es muy buena. Ayaka por sí sola es increíble. Milan por sí sola es muy buena. Klee por sí sola, bueno, bien por sí sola, pues es una hostia. Pero Tignari depende como mucho de su equipo, porque se lo hacen mucho. En su habilidad elemental en la hostia, así un Klee no está mal, pero no sé yo si sería mi DPS en mi grupo. A mí es que un DPS arquero tampoco lo veo. A mí me gusta que tengan espadas y que ataquen físicamente. Y se siente como que los arqueros no hacen daño. Y que tardan mucho en atacar, no tienen un ataque tan rápido, por ejemplo, como el de Ayaka. Es que mira, Ayaka y Yelan es como el combo. Es el mejor combo que existe. Yelan te los congela y Ayaka los congela. Ayaka congela esa Ayaka, pero sin el agua de Yelan, Ayaka no congela nada. Bueno, aquí se queda un PS el cabrón. Y ahí está el control para apagarlos estos. El panel de control eso.
This should be the control unit. Once we turn it off, the ley line extractor should also shut down. Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly repair themselves. Oh, but
Pues sí.
I bet you two are more worried about Karkata. Let's head back.
Esta parte me rompió el corazón. eso funciona así, amigo. Él no es una máquina. No funciona. Esta parte es dura. Es dura. Que intente reparar a su empiezas cuando dices. ¿Os acordáis antes que os he dicho que el robot estaba programado para que, oye, si está roto, priorice primero repararse él? Pues la máquina estaba rota y priorizó antes el arreglar a su dueño.
It probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts when it
Por lo
malfunctioned,
cual la investigación
and
de
how that
Abatoi
restored it to an operational
estaba bien.
state.
Es decir, es como
It's true that Karkata isn't able to think or
O sea, tenía
understand
razón.
many topics,
las
but it's
máquinas
like a
pueden ser
small
también como
child
seres.
that imitates what adults do.
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical
Porque la máquina
parts.
desobedeció su propio
Like,
código, desobedeció sus propios
repair
comandos
its
e intentó
owner,
arreglar a
No matter
su
how
amo,
hard
a
it
su creador.
tries.
Yes, but the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. No one knows how
Cada
this
vez
thought
lo que
came
dice
to be,
Tignari. No
but
sabemos
it
cómo
has
sucedió, pero
even
incluso
suppressed
logró
the
suprimir los
instincts
instintos
that
que Abatoi le
Abatui
puso.
had installed. If it
Es decir, en
really
vez de
is as we've
intentar repararse
predicted,
él,
this
intentó
research
reparar a su
truly
niño.
will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible to achieve this with ancient technology, but no one has been able to do the same with modern tools.
Karkata? Karkata? Can you hear Paimon? Tignari says you're awesome!
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time, nor has it replaced its severely damaged parts. It's a miracle that it managed to hang on for so long. I'm going to confirm that the ley line extractor has shut down. Come with me. Let them
Qué pena.
be alone for a while.
Pero es que eso también pasa con artistas. Por ejemplo, hay escritores y artistas que hacen auténticas obras de arte y no se les reconoce hasta que mueren, porque no se les da esa oportunidad.
The ley line extractor has ceased operations. Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. The purification devices will handle the rest. Moving on, those affected by the ley lines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board about the dangers of entering the contaminated region, and for symptomatic individuals to find Kale. According to the Academia's policies, we need to bring everything back. Research materials related to mechanical life forms will be destroyed, and Karkata will be disassembled and sealed away.
What the heck?
You two should return first. I'll take care of things here. Although we've stopped the source of the effluence, the ley line energy in the air exceeds normal values. Your bodies won't be able to hold up if you continue to stay here.
But...
Listen, the Traveler hasn't rested very well, right? Also, it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not familiar with this research after all, so you won't be of much use here. Tell the Adventurers Guild that the incident has been resolved, and then get some sleep. We can discuss matters tomorrow. Oh, and don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form research, the better.
Alright. Then...
Y encima quieren
let's go
desmontar
back
el
to
robot.
Catherine.
O sea, lo legal sería desmontar el robot y almacenarlo en un almacén y tal. Ahí hago un giro de...
Anyway, so the contaminated region turned out to be a ley line effluence deep in the forest. Things are already getting back to normal.
I see. Thank you for your hard work. Once the excess ley line energy dissipates from the air, we should be able to make an announcement for residents to resume their normal activities. This is the stipulated reward. Please accept it.
Is Carcata going to be sent back to the academia? It's already damaged, but Paimon feels sad thinking about it getting disassembled.
Es como si, yo qué sé, tío, partes en dos a un perro y lo guardas, ¿sabes? Es, tío.
Paimon really wants to go right now, but Tignari said
La
that we
máquina a lo
would
mejor no
discuss
siente daño
matters
físico, pero
tomorrow.
joder.
We'll
Si fue
probably
capaz
make
de
him mad if we go
incluso
now,
romper su propio código para arreglar a su
We'll find Tignari
creador.
tomorrow and tell him not to disassemble Carcata.
Y aquí ya tenemos que dirigirnos a donde Tignari nos señaló en el mapa. Que aquí es donde más o menos hace sus investigaciones diarias él.
Tignari!
Shh, keep your voice down. The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Thameliaceae, has a strong anticonvulsant effect, can be made into an anesthetic powder. Extrapolating from these two datasets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey, make sure you're getting all this down.
Carcata?
I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but your shouting is making my ears ring.
You didn't disassemble Carcata?
Why would I do that?
But Paimon thought you said,
Según el reglamento de la
according to
academia.
the academia's policies.
So that's why you two barged in like barbarians at this hour. Fine. I suppose I wasn't clear enough about this yesterday. What I meant was, according to the academia's policies, all products of research must be destroyed. That's why we can't let the academia discover that place. Anyway, the first thing I did was repair Carcata. During my time at the academia, I took an elective course at the Spontama. Who knew it would prove useful one day? We then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research materials, I kept some as a souvenir. Most of it was burned to hide the evidence. I'm not with the academia, so what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the forest watcher of the Avidya forest. I have a duty to protect all life in the forest. All life brought forth in this world has meaning, and Carcata is no exception. If it exists, then it shouldn't be carelessly abandoned or destroyed.
That's great! Wait, you just said life form. You recognize Carcata as a true living being now?
The possibility exists, is all. It's hard to explain Carcata's efforts to repair Abatui. Abatui only left behind a small portion of his research. Who knows how many commands he installed? Maybe a conflict between all those commands resulted in this sort of behavior. From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Carcata is a real life form. But the possibility exists. I am willing to believe in that. By the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. I'm just letting it hang out here because this place is relatively secluded. But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assistant. At the very least, it can record my
Va a ser el
experiments.
sustituto de Colei.
What do you think?
Colei ya toma por culo y dentro en la máquina está. Bueno, pues aquí acaba ya la misión legendaria y con ella pues el vídeo. Quiero pedir disculpas porque he tenido que el vídeo, o sea, el comentarlo he tenido que partir en tres. La primera vez que fue porque empecé a grabarlo, la segunda porque hubo una misión que se me... O sea, como que Colei estaba en otra misión y no pude continuarla y tuve que dejarlo para otro día. Y luego encima luego me quedé sin tiempo, por lo cual no pude continuar grabando con mi voz. Lo tuve que jugar sin mi voz y pues he tenido que comentar esto. Bueno, tampoco creo que nadie vea el vídeo, así que no creo que nadie se moleste. Pero igualmente si alguien ha llegado hasta aquí, pues oye, siento que haya habido esas 3 pausas. Un besito y espero que, bueno, quien esté viendo esto, que le haya gustado. Adiós.